Hi, welcome into the Bobby Carpenter Show on this wonderful Wednesday, coming here live to you. We got our guy AJ Hawk on deck. He's going to be joining us here shortly to be able to get rolling as we look forward to crushing through this Wednesday. Schlegs, what is on your agenda for today? Is you got a sweet tank top on?
Oh, man. Hey, first off, the reason I have the tank top on, Bob, is because Wednesday is for arms. And because I still haven't moved in yet, my training has been kind of terrible. So I just been like keeping the main thing, squatting heavy, pressing heavy, doing arms heavy. And I heard on Morning Juice this morning, they played the clip of where I was like, don't we share the same sky?
Yeah.
Because I was referencing Florida. I will tell you this, it has been gorgeous in the great state of Ohio lately. And I was like, you know what? Pretty soon it's going to be my favorite time of the year where I just literally wear Rocky boots, jeans, and a shirt and a hoodie every single day. And I train in it and I work in it and I go to games in it. I just wear the same clothes every day because that's what I like to do. So in honor of that, I'm like, hey, I'm doing arms, so I might as well wear a tank top and try to be somewhat swole.
Yeah, I like that, Schlegs. That's a.
But it started with you in the Morning Juice, got me juicy about doing it, so I put it on.
I love that. Gosh, I had a great idea of where I wanted to start today, and then you started talking
Random.
Meandering us down that.
That's what I do.
I want to start off with Ryan Day. I think we have that in here somewhere.
Dude, what is he talking about? What is he talking
Patricia.
Oh, top one.
Yeah, top one, Pat. So Ryan Day, he had his press conference here yesterday, and always sits down and talks. He has a coach's show tomorrow, does everything. And he was asked, Matt Patricia's he's on the field. Brian Hartline's up in the box. Jim Knowles was in the box last year. Every coordinator has their own style of what they want to do, and part of it's the staff that they have and who they feel is better in the box and maybe who is better on the field. But it was interesting. Ryan Day was asked about that. Are you good with him being up in the box or on the field as opposed to being in the box? This will open up a nice little conversation, Schlegs, about, just different coaches doing different things and how that works for him. If you want to pull that up, Pat, we can throw to it. But, Matt Patricia not being up in the boxes, it doesn't look like it's hindered him thus far. They did great against Grambling. Everybody was raving about them over Texas. We'll see how they do against the Bobcats, Ohio University this weekend. But Pat, if you could pull that up. And so Ryan was asked about that and what he finds important. And it's a little bit like his advice to Julian saying, like, what advice would you give? And it was Al Davis, like, just win, baby. Like, forget about everything else. Stats are good, completion percentage, all that other stuff, third down. Find a way to win. Like, that's the main objective. Keep the main thing. Find a way to win. And so if we can play that, Pat, that would be absolutely terrific about Patricia or Ryan Day talking about Patricia being up in the box, Schlegs.
Yep. Well, hey, while he gets that going, I'll fill this gap. We had Coach Haycock was our defensive coordinator. He was on the field, but he also liked to talk to the D-line. Pick was on the field. They had the secondary coaches were in the box. And I think when you go and you look at now where college football is in the landscape of it, that you have more guys with the opportunity of coaching, like your support staff of coaches and experience of that allows for them to go up into the box. And maybe he just wants a feel of the game and to be able to communicate to all parties because James is down there, Larry's down there, but he's the one that can float and communicate because he trusts unequivocally that he's getting the right vision of what he's seeing, and he knows that he can just call it.
Well, a little bit of it too is, Michael Irvin said this. It wasn't Michael Irvin, Jimmy Johnson, Norv Turner. I think Troy Aikman was talking about this. But he goes, I don't call plays, I call players.
Yes.
And I think that there's a part of that where you do get a feel for everything of what's going on better, maybe as far as players, like who's feeling it, who's not, who's having a great game, and like leaning into those guys as maybe a little more, as opposed to being like up in the box and it being a little more sterile in that environment. So here's Ryan talking about what he thought was important.
On the sideline, I think both coordinators have been, the defense coordinator has been upstairs. What went into that decision?
That was his decision. Yeah. I left it up to him. Just get off the field on third down.
Matt Patricia's on the sideline.
Which is true. Like, it's a great point. From everything that he's, had to deal with. Like, Ryan keeps it simple. He gives a lot of autonomy, Schlegs, to his coaches. Yeah. And I think that that's a big thing. I think that that's a huge deal. When you want to play for a guy, that's a guy that is going to let you do your job in the best way that you see fit.
Yeah. I think, it's offensively, like, I think some of it is it's better to be able to see top down. Defense is such a reactionary feel. I don't know, man. I just think, like, defensive coordinators, like, you are kind of the life pulse. And those guys, because Bob, you see him at practice, I see him at practice, they're all going up to him. And, like, you need that. That's kind of how defense is. And offense is, like, I need a different kind of view to see what I'm seeing from the coverages. Is that what Julian's seeing? How am I going to set up these combos, et cetera? And I'll let you kind of play the game a little differently because they are different when you're calling them. One is more reactive. One is being, dictating what we're doing and trying to set certain things up, whereas defense is very reactionary. And why I say that is because it's down to distance, it's situation. There's all those things that you don't know what they want to do. And then you're also doing it based off their personnel. So I think that's a little bit of the difference of an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator, but it's been good for him. And he's done it, at a high level, winning 3 Super Bowls too.
So we've got a little interstate battle going on here. Ohio State versus Ohio. We've talked about it all week. We'll talk about it tomorrow and Friday and keep it rolling here. But Ryan Day had a chance to comment on this, Schlegs, about what it means, for really the entirety of the state. Because there's a lot of Ohio State fans that go to different MAC schools across the country, and we get that. And understanding a lot of them, especially in Central Ohio, go to Athens, they go to OU, and it's a big part of it here. And so talking about them playing each other and Ohio State playing the university or Ohio University.
Great for, their school. I think it's great for our school. And, when you're from the state of Ohio, having a memory of playing in the Horseshoe during your college career is significant. And we know these guys can be playing with their hair on fire. I think it's for the state. I think
What's it like, Schlegs? I mean, you went to the Air Force Academy.
Played Colorado State. Yeah.
Played Colorado State, which is that's an interstate rivalry. Like, you never played Colorado, did you?
No.
We
would have beat them.
What?
We would have beat them.
It's true. Colorado wasn't very good then. That was kind of the beginning of their downward slide. Who did you play in your non-conference games that were big, like big-time schools?
Notre Dame.
Played Notre Dame in the non-conference. At home. They came to you.
Came to us. I think it was a Saturday night. I think they were ranked, I think we were 15th. They were ranked like 6th or something like that. Beat us 21-17, if I'm not mistaken. 19 tackles, had a day, didn't get it done, had a couple turnovers. But again, you remember those things. And I do think it's good for the state. I do think it's good that we have it, because you're going to see this even with BG. There's going to be some of our guys that leave that are good football players that can go to an OU, and then also consequently us get one, aka a Will Kazmarek. But it is special when you play in those non-conference games against teams that you aspire to go to. It doesn't mean that you're still not aspiring to that level, but it is fun. And they're right down the road in Athens. I think it's just good. One, you keep that money in the state. But two, I think it's great for the experience, because again, a lot of those guys that are recruiting are Ohio kids. And so now they get to step inside the shoe. And regardless, every single time I go into the shoe, I always say I'm very grateful that I had an opportunity to play in there. And that's what those kids from Ohio University are going to experience on Saturday night.
Absolutely. That's why I was just curious, picking your brain. You never played, though, a big non-conference game like what we call now a Power 4 school at their spot?
Man, dude, that was so long ago, Bob. Let me go back and look. I remember.
I don't know if you can go back that far. I think that preceded the internet.
Football schedule.
The fact you don't know your non-conference games is almost kind of like.
I don't even remember. I remember. Let's see.
Notre Dame is obviously huge, but that was at home. You don't remember going to any other big place?
Dude, no, because here's the thing. We played Oklahoma.
Yeah.
My freshman year and got smoked at home We played them at home.
Those
OU
places-
came to us. They came to us. The Air Force
what are
Academy.
we doing?
That's what it was. So my two big non-conference games. I will say this: I do remember playing BYU because they were an independent at that time.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful place to play, and we got absolutely smoked. And then I started starting games after that game.
So what was that like? The mentality going into that game, Schleiks? You got about a minute for this. We got AJ on deck. He's ready.
No, I mean the mentality of going into even playing Oklahoma, playing a Notre Dame, playing a BYU on the road, and going into a new venue is like it's just a new experience. It's something that you never have had because you're so familiar with what is your own. And then like you go there, and it was a beautiful landscape. They were extremely loud. It was a fun experience, though we got our absolutely face pounded. It's something that you remember.
Sounds like a lot of pounding that was going on, Schleiks. We'll talk to AJ about some of that pounding here next. FanDuel, they're getting you ready for the NFL season. Offer you don't want to miss. New customers bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's right. Pick a bet, $5. If it wins, you unlock the $300 to use all across the app. You can build parlays, player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, it's there for you. FanDuel, they've got you covered. The NFL season, it's almost here. The only question is, will you be ready? Because it is here. It's week 2, so stay locked in. Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Must be 21 older and present in Ohio or 21 older and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Aaron James Hawk is on deck. He's in the nest, ready to go here on the Bobby Carpenter Show.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. We got our guy, Mr. Aaron James Hawk.
There he is. I missed it. I missed you last week. Give me the. Come on. There he goes. I guess it's like a 6-banger. 7.
I don't know if that's a what kind of bird is that?
The pigeon.
That's a hawk. Look at that guy.
Okay.
Look at him. He's right there on the doomajig.
Okay, I believe it.
It's an hour and 4 minutes of hawk sounds. I play this. It puts me to sleep. I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Nobody's listening to that to go to bed. That's the most jarring sound in the world,
No,
especially
I can
if you're a
sleep through
squirrel.
that. I can sleep through that.
Age. What
What's up?
I mean, you've been doing a great job on Fridays filling in for Pat. I mean, where's old Patrick off to traversing this Friday?
I don't know if they announced where game day is yet.
Okay, maybe they haven't. I'm not
They
sure.
did. They're at Tennessee, Georgia. They should. They said
They
that.
should be. Have they
Audible.
publicly announced it? Yeah, I don't know. I think
I
it's
thought
always
they
a game
did.
day decision. Yeah, by now I'm sure they've announced that, right? Yeah.
There we go. So locking it down. I mean, do you practice the chants with him that he works on during the week?
Oh no, I don't have to practice. I've been around it long enough that it's Pat has a way with he can get any kind of crowd chanting going. Like he knows what to do to really get the people all frothed up and ready to roll. That's
so
for sure.
frothy.
I love
So
it.
frothy. Hey, inquiring minds want to know, AJ, is what are you wearing? I think this is like, where'd you get that black shirt? What is that? Is that new? Is it something you've had? How many of them do you have in your closet?
Yeah, inquiring minds do want to know, Schlegel. That's thank you. I'm sure that there's a lot of them out there. If you can see, it's a swoosh right there. It's a Nike sweatshirt.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably have 4 or 5 of these and a couple like the Henley long sleeve black shirts that I wear.
Oh, I like
So,
those.
yeah, that's.
Did you see what Ryan Day was wearing at the press conference the other day? He had on that. Did you see that, Bob? That
No.
was sharp. It was like a white Henley hoodie. I was like, that would be great workout apparel. But maybe only the head coach gets to wear the white ones. I always remember going when Urban had his own little stash, and I would just wait for the next year, and I'd be like, hey, Kevin, like, what are these? Oh, these are nice. Like, oh, that's kind of Urban stash. And I'm like, okay, well, he's done wearing them, so let me get some of these guys. anyways.
Head coaches get their own gear. Is that true? Like, do head coaches have their own special little shirts and vests and stuff that other people don't get?
Yeah, it's like the best man patch. You get the the HC logo. Although I've seen other people have that on in the Woody Shake, so I don't think that's exclusive to Ryan. He doesn't seem like a guy that would want to dominate. Yeah, that would want to kind of dominate all the apparel and maybe share with the folks, share with his the rest of the staff in there. And he's got a big one coming up this weekend. Bobcats 1-1, could be 2-0. Your brother is an alumnus of the Ohio University. You and I have been down there a lot. I mean, is this a split household situation? What do we got going on?
Yeah, my dad, Pistol Keith Hawk, and my brother, both graduates of OU. And yeah, Bobby, we spent plenty of good time down there getting to go visit Ryan and his buds. But yeah, I think Ryan's probably hoping for a good showing from OU, and like, hey, he's rooting for OU, but he wants the Bucks to win, I would imagine. But a lot of pride down there in Athens. They're coming off a big victory over West Virginia last week too.
Did your brother drive down there for the post-game celebration? I mean, they beat West Virginia in Peden Stadium, for heaven's sake.
I think he tried. I mean, he tried to get out there and, say, sorry, kids, I got to go down to Court Street. We're carrying the goalpost through town, and go back to his old stomping grounds and order DP dough and whatever, the Jimmy Johns and different stuff that he used to get at his apartment over there. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, what's the biggest thing that you've that's kind of caught your eye so far in college football through 2 weeks, AJ Hawk?
What a great question, Schlegs.
Thank you.
I've been impressed by a lot of the quarterback. The Oklahoma quarterback, Mateer, that dude looked awesome. Like how athletic he is, how he can throw it. That's been very impressive. But one thing that I watch when I watch college and the NFL now is like how hard every single running back runs. Like I feel like every dude seems when I watch it, like I remember my wife saying like, wow, what a good run. I was like, yeah, I don't know how you ever tackle these guys. Like whoever is in, they're jump cutting 5 yards one way in the hole, making a guy fall down, and then they're going to run through 2 or 3 people. Like I'm just impressed with how these dudes run. Like they're low center of gravity and get behind their pads and run guys over, and you can also run around. Like for me, like it looks harder and harder to tackle guys in space and even like in a phone booth now because they just seem powerful. But yeah, I always recognize the running backs and how hard they run.
AJ, we made a lot about the Joey Aguilar, Nico Iamaleava swap from Tennessee to UCLA, and Tennessee's 2-0. They've been looking good. UCLA not as much. Lost last week, may lose another one and go 0-3 here. If you were Nico's dad, like, would you feel bad about this situation of kind of what you've pushed onto your son?
Is that confirmed? His dad was the ringleader in all of this?
I think he was driving some of it. At least, here's the thing: you would have the chance to at least counsel your son to tell him that's might not be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, you better turn things around quick out at UCLA, and I would imagine like there has to be other things going on at Tennessee to make him want, I guess, to try to get all like. To actually leave, it has to be like things had to be brewing, I would imagine. But I don't know. The dude, we watched him in the freezing cold get 2 helmets cracked against Ohio State. I knew the dude was tough as nails. Like that guy didn't quit. He's still running hard when they're down a ton in the playoff game at Ohio Stadium. It was awesome to watch for the Bucks. But I was impressed with how tough he was. But yeah, we know there's always going to be. It's not always going to be a great thing when you do transfer. When you do leave, it doesn't always work out for everybody. I'm not saying it's not going to work out for him, but man, early on, it would be tough, especially watching your old team play well. And it's the quarterback position. I don't know exactly what he has in place over there at UCLA, but it takes a village, man, for a quarterback to be successful. You need everyone around you needs to be, be on point. You need to have good play caller. Everything around it is for the quarterback. He relies on a lot of different people doing their job, I think, to be successful.
Hey, I want to ask you this. This came straight from the chat, old Scotty Balls. Wish we could go back in time and have a playoff for the 05 season because 20-year anniversary, co-Big Ten champs. I wish we could have had a playoff back then in 05 because I thought we were getting kind of frothy as we would be transitioning in, coming off that win over Michigan, and then boom, now you're into the playoffs. You ever go back and look because you're talking about how do you tackle these running backs, but I remember watching you two guys. I was seeing the highlights as I was going back over the Texas game. You'd be fine, but how excited would you have been to be able to play in a playoff like this when we were in college?
Oh, it'd be awesome. I mean, getting to just be on the sidelines for the playoff game against Tennessee last year at home was crazy. Just being, I felt very lucky just to be there watching. I cannot imagine what it feel like to play in that game and to actually go out there and dominate like they did. But it'd be great. I mean, the run that they went on last year. It's like a nice NFL playoff run going to win the Super Bowl. It's a very similar situation, like on a different stage, I guess, but every week getting bigger and bigger and more momentum. Like, it would be amazing. I wish we would have had it back then, but I guess that's how it goes. That's all we knew at the time. But you're right. I felt like we were playing some of our best ball towards the end of the season for sure.
Well, what's crazy, as I said, we probably could have had a chance to win it in 2005 and probably wouldn't have won it in 2002. Like, I don't know if we could have withstood playing, 5 or 3 or 4 games with the way we played and just our lack of ability to be a high potent offense. I mean, in a one-off, you're fine, but if you have to go through like every week and produce points like that, it would have been tough. And plus, we had those great defensive coaches that could scheme stuff up, and so you give them time. They were always going to have some stuff in their bag. I saw this. This is coming from the chat age as well. It's a pretty good hypothetical from Matt. He said, my buddy thinks he can get 1 yard on the 4th and 1, like 4th and goal in an NFL game. He said he wouldn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. No chance. The average person is getting murdered. What are your thoughts on that, on the 4th and goal, being able to take one up over the pile or hammer one in?
I mean, I guess it depends on what do you call the average person. Did the average person, were they just starting running back on a high school team? I think
let's say Pistol at 40 years old.
What's that? Who?
Let's say Pistol at 40 years old.
No, I mean, I think it would be very, very difficult unless you somehow had an O-line that got so much push that you didn't even – I mean, just think about just going and getting the handoff, how it would look if you stuck like a 40-year-old dude back there and put him in a uniform, how out of place he would probably look. So I think it would be very difficult to get that 1 yard. And if you did get that 1 yard, you'd probably get punished pretty good where you wouldn't want to have another carry after that one.
Yeah, Pat put in the chat, Rob Carpenter could get that right now.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, he's been going to that place. PRP, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Good, that's so he can walk, not so he can run and leap.
Hey, he has, what's that, always good as I once was, Toby Keith, RIP? Yeah, exactly. He could do it one play. Rob Carpenter all day. Hey, let me ask you this, AJ. This is something that I actually have a question about personally. As you are doing this and covering college football, we got some bangers this week. How do you consume it, or what are you like? What gets you excited? Because you have there's things that are personal to us. You got Wisconsin going to Alabama and all the things that are going on with Alabama. Vick's losing his quarterback for the 3rd straight year in a row. Defense is kind of stingy. What are they going to do? But then you got Alex Golich, who head coach at USF, going to Miami, trying to get his 3rd top 25 win in 3 games. Then you got Marcus at Notre Dame with A&M coming into town. They're 0-1, still number 8. They had a bye week. And then you got Georgia, Tennessee. How do you consume it? What gets you juicy, and what do you want to watch on a weekend like this?
I mean, it definitely helps when I have connection to him. You mentioned all the guys, Alex at USF. It's been cool to see. I've been watching his whole path online, basically. I'm someone like your grandparents watch your parents post on Facebook or whatever. Yeah, I've been watching him on Instagram and his whole process and what he's been doing. So it's been cool to see how fast they've started this year, and looks like he is like the dude in college football that people are talking about, I think, and getting a lot of credit that he deserves. And then Marcus, I'm always going to be a fan of Marcus Freeman and what he does, and want Notre Dame to do well, just because every time I see anything with Notre Dame and I see any kind of video or anything come out, win or lose, man, Marcus should be the Notre Dame coach from here through eternity. Until he's 4,000 years old and dead, Marcus is the guy for that. Give it to his kids after he's gone. He just seems like the dude. He knows, he just fits so well, and it's cool to see that. But I like the matchup, Schlegs. I like when we have big time matchups early on in the season. We've had some of that early, not as much as moving forward. But you mentioned Luke Fickell in Wisconsin, man. I know it's so hard to win anywhere. I'm rooting for him more than anyone, because I mean, I've said it a million times, but yeah, I think all of us, the amount of respect we have for Luke as a human and as a coach, it it's endless. The dude's unbelievable. So yeah, I really want him to do well, because you want the good guys to do well and to win, because we know from firsthand experience, like, yeah, he's an awesome human, and I think he's an awesome football coach.
And that's it. People always ask who you cheer for. I'm like, do I cheer for my friends? Just because if not, you're getting fired. Like, that's the alternative. And you know how much it sucks losing. Golish, who I tell people, like, you want to talk about a glow up in life. Alex Golish was setting up the bags out there for like Will Smith and Darian Scott to run over and run around. Like, he was the student assistant defensive line coach. Like, that's what he was. And now he's the head coach of South Florida. And Schlegels, he's a Dublin alum, I believe, a Dublin Scioto alum, which maybe caused a little bit of tension. I think he went to Scioto Schlegels.
He does.
He's from Russia originally, born from Russia with love, he said. But who do you think gets the statue first in Old Dublin, Brady Quinn or Alex Golish? Like, who's trending faster right now?
Ooh, maybe both. I mean, Brady's doing well too. And Big Noon Kickoff, he's all over the place talking college football. I should start that petition, like, for Brady to get he should have a statue outside of Dublin Kaufman, I would imagine, right outside the stadium. All the players like touch it as they walk in on game day or something. Yeah, so
his crotch.
I was going to say that, Bob. They could give him the old vanilla LeBron's nut tap.
Yeah, they
every
rub
single
it
time.
Rub it for good luck, and then you have some kind of thing like wired up. Have him wired up to when you do rub it, Brady like winks at you. A statue can wink at you or something, just because he's a big handsome dude.
Or sometimes you just paint him gold, and he could be like that statue. And then when they do rub it, it's real.
He's real. Yep. Like the guys in Vegas. Yeah. Like the guy, the Tin Man in Vegas that's staying there like they're yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll give him a call after this. Let's try to
do this. We got to make this happen.
Yeah. Why not?
So you got any, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean,
Where do we go from there? Where do we go from there? Okay. So let's talk ball. So you're covering for Pat on Friday. What do you think? What do you got going on with this whole USF Miami? Are they going to pull it off?
I mean, I'm rooting for USF. I like Miami doing well too, though. Like, it's good for college football for Miami to be a good team. Like, I think
why
everything about Miami, because I remember Miami when Miami was like the high flying. Everybody's paying attention. It's like how USC was when they're rolling and they have these different random celebrities at games in the end zones. Like, that's what USC should be. It's, we think of that. It's like Hollywood, and Miami is like its own version of that. So I think when Miami is good, the football team, it's good for college football because they bring so much character usually, because Miami is just a unique spot. I mean, one of my favorite documentaries, Cocaine Cowboys, takes place down there. It's great. It's a great, unique, diverse place. And I think when they're good, it's fun for us. So I do want USF though to win, because I want Golish to continue what he started there. But man, it's I don't know. It's pretty awesome that football season is here. The weather's perfect, and we've had some awesome NFL games and some awesome college games already.
After watching America's Team, Jerry and his boys, and hearing about Michael Irvin and his 7-gram crack rock, did you ever think that he would be standing here still, being able to be on the sideline with that type of juice? And is there a part of you deep inside that wishes you could be the Michael Irvin of Ohio State down there on the sideline, really just the juice infuser?
That's not I never say never, but that doesn't feel exactly like authentic if I was like bringing the Michael Irvin type juice to the sideline, but that is Michael Irvin. I love that dude. I don't know if you guys have seen it. He's on a great run lately too. He's been on like 10 different podcasts over the last week, I think, and his clips are popping up everywhere of his stories. And like listening to Michael Irvin tell stories, just it makes me happy. He is so like animated, and he's dapping up Shannon Sharp 9 times in the middle of a story just because of how cool it was or how fun it was. He seems to always want to have a good time, and he's always laughing. So yeah, how could you not love him? Maybe he would be a little bit of a distraction every once in a while, but not really. Only a positive distraction for your team.
He was the president of the White House, for Pete's sakes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. If you had to party with one guy at this point, and I know that Charlie Sheen just put out his memoir, and there's some great information in that. I mean, who are we partying with, Michael Irvin or Charlie Sheen?
I mean, Michael Irvin. Now, maybe I don't know if
at the same time.
I don't know if those guys did it, if they hung out at all back in the day. But yeah, I mean, Michael Irvin. Like, are you kidding me? That guy, he seems he was tapped into all the hot spots, and you know it's going to be fun. If you just stood there and didn't say a word, and you just got to observe Michael Irvin all night, have a good time, like that would be enough for me.
I'll tell you this before we get you out of here. The guy who I worked with in the NFL and for doing my marketing and stuff, he told me he wants, he's meeting with Michael Irvin to kind of pitch him some things and different deals. He goes, Michael told me he'd scoop me up at about 1 o'clock. He picked me up about 2 a.m. or p.m. And he goes, I proceeded to spend an entire day with him. He's like, I thought we were going to like a lunch meeting. He goes, we just drove around the car. He's like, went to the bank, went to some random houses, did things. And we just had our meeting while we were driving in between the different stop-offs. He's like, I have no idea what he was doing, where he was doing it, what was going on. He goes, we drove around Dallas for about 7 hours, and I just sat in the car. And it was probably, he goes, I wish I would have just recorded it all for the whole just ambiance of the experience of what it was.
People pay good money for that experience, I bet. You could auction that time off for sure.
Hey, guess what? Olin is in the chat. Olin Williams in his magical black hands. I told him right now, hey, keep us posted when you're here. And we'll all just go in right there. Mandigo Warrior, baby.
Hey, Owen's a man.
He's in Schlegg says we need to have more on us. He lives in Vancouver now, Schlegg.
I know.
The Pacific Northwest. My brother and him I've talked recently. So yeah, I told him to get him over here. We got to get him back in town for a little bit. Age, we appreciate your time, sir. Are you going to head down to the night game this week? What do we got on the schedule? More volleyball, lacrosse, basketball. What?
That's an hour-by-hour proposition too. Yeah, we'll see if we do go. The 7 o'clock game it's very intriguing, but yeah, we'll see how it works out. Like I said, I don't know yet.
All the things you could let like your boys see just running around in the parking lot after the game. 11:30, 12 o'clock. Maybe cruise them over onto High Street a little bit.
Yeah,
that's when, to quote Bill Conley, that's when the bangs come out. All right. Have a good time.
You never know.
Oh, hey, someone could have slipped in. You have no way of knowing, Creed. All right, Buckeyes, you have a good one. We'll talk to you here next week, Age.
All right, see you guys.
See you, bro.
That is our guy, Mr. Aaron James Hawk, one of the best, and thankfully he joins us. And Schleggs, I mean, those conversations, they cover a lot of ground, dude. Like Forrest Gump, just traversing the United States. Attention parents and athletes, protect what matters most with our friends over at Export. Their mouth guards, they're trusted by professional athletes and designed by NHL team dentists. Export mouth guards are scientifically tested to help absorb those high impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export mouth guards feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patented use of carbon fiber. They custom print these bad boys to your grill for more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication, so you don't end up like AJ and have all flat teeth because you just chewed gum when you played and probably have TPE. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com today /Bobby and save 15% on your order. Our kids use them. Yours should too. Hopefully AJ's will. I'm sure Laura's probably got them already for him. Protect what matters most. More of the Bobby Carpenter Show coming up next. All right, Schleggs, there's a lot of things we need to get to, and I want to get to here. I know you've been championing the tight ends, and so I want to.
Everybody likes a good tight end, Bob.
100%, because you're talking about the OSU record, Pat. So if we can pull that bad boy up, and get rolling with this, they're claiming it. You know what? And who's to refute it, Schleggs? Your guy Keenan Bailey has done a great job with that position group. But 5 different tight ends with at least a catch in a single game, an OSU record. I'm sure, I don't know how far back they go, how they keep it. Heck, there was probably a time when you didn't even have 5-10 tight ends on the roster. Scholarship, all those guys getting in the mix. Couple of them getting touchdowns, Schleggs, Jelani and Kazmarek. How about that? And ironically, like Max Clare, the guy that everybody is hyped up, and not that he's not going to have a really good season, but on the production scale, like he hasn't done a whole lot this year. And now I know like these next couple games are probably not there, and we need him for the big stuff. But of all these guys, Schleggs, it was the one that we all talked about, Max Clare, 50 to 60 catches. He's going to be out there great, as opposed to this. Now it's not just him, it's the whole room.
Yeah. And part of that is just like the situation. I believe when
Willie.
Well, I want to go back to when Will caught that ball, it was just a pop pass, and I think they might have were they in man or cover 2 because
Cover
was
2, I
just
think. It was
it was
open
a
up
right-
the middle.
yeah, and that's right because the tight end it might have been Tampa because they were boom high and wide,
Yeah.
and the Mike didn't run with the vertical boom right over the top, and it was just like that was the play for him. Max is going to have a great year. It's just it hasn't opened up to that yet, but it does bode well when you have a guy that was seen as a bona fide first round draft pick as a tight end, transfers in from Purdue. Then you also have Will and the skill set that he has, along with OBC Bennett Christian, along with Jelani Thurman, who I played with his dad. We know him, and he's doing some things. And then you got Nate Roberts, a true freshman, as your fullback, and everybody's in the game. Like it's awesome. What it does is it gives them a little bit of versatility, but that group is a tough group. And when you got to go get that 1 yard, they're a group that they want to be counted on. And it's not necessarily about their catches. They kind of find more of that identity about being tough, and then the catches will follow. So it's cool to see how Keenan has been able to, develop that room into what it is through his time at Ohio State.
All right, Schlegs, you wanted to do a story about your boys over at Export.
Yeah, go ahead. Throw it. Can Pat throw it up there? I don't know
Yeah.
if he can because it was just in my story, Pat. But hey, no, it was just real quick.
Okay.
No, but it was this. No, it was this. So we're doing a thing with Export guys, and it's I don't even know where my thing get. I don't even know. Where'd
Watching
my
your
thing
brain
go?
process in real time is one of my
No. It's crazy. It's crazy.
one of my
talk.
favorites.
No. But hey, September 20th, 9 to noon, Export Mouth Guards, the Armory. We're having Tom Ryan come speak.
Oh, head
So-
wrestling
coach at the Ohio State University. We're going to have some other high school state champion wrestling coaches, and it's just about maximizing coaches, athletes, doesn't matter. But again, an opportunity to come listen to Tom Ryan speak. I obviously know him, having been a wrestler
His
myself.
story is amazing. Like the stuff that he's
Chosen
been through in
Suffering,
life.
great book.
Yeah, the Chosen Suffering, his book, like what he's done in life, the things he's had to endure, the fact he's going to be there talking about, at the Armory and promoting Export Schlegs. That's awesome. Tom Ryan, one of my favorite people. Folks, if you ever hear his story, the things that he's gone through, the stuff that he's overcome. He won a national championship as a strength coach at Ohio State, which is awesome.
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Tom Ryan?
Yeah. Won a national championship as a strength coach, or not strength, wrestling coach.
Thank you.
At Ohio
Yes.
State. Apologize. And, just the personal things that have gone on in his life leading him to that point, and his faith has never wavered at all on that. And I know you want to get to this JJ thing, but we're not doing that today. We're going to do that.
Dang it.
Do that later.
I had such a good side nugget to that, Bob. That's okay. You run the
You
show.
know what, like, since you have such a good side nugget in that, we'll do that in our headlines. Our
Okay.
headlines are going to be coming up next. First, Schlegs, we'll tell you about our friends over at Backer. Listen, brand new BCKR, premium Buckeye gear for premium Buckeye fans. The weather's starting to change. We got a little bit of warmth. Some things are bouncing back, but it will be cold before you know it. For the cold, the rain, the wind, they've got you covered. They've got a variety of teams. The best part, their apparel, it looks great. It feels even better. You're going to love the way you feel in that gear. It looks good, just about as good as that guy right there cruising down the waterways. It has all the high-end features that you're looking for, and it's the greatest stuff you're going to find. I love my Backer gear, so please go check them out, bckr.com. That's bckr.com. Go check out our friends over at Backer and use promo code all caps Bobby, BOBBY at checkout for free expedited shipping at Backer. We got our headlines coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Our headlines are brought to you by our friends over at Lake Spur. They've got the experience you're looking for, folks. Over 100 combined years of experience to help choose those marketing strategies, tools, products that are the right fit for your business. They're going to shield you from all the cold callers that pitch you the latest and greatest new products. Leave the marketing to them so you can do what you do best, which is run your business. Lake Spur Marketing will eliminate waste so you can get the most out of your budget. Trust the experts. Trust Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in their partners. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today. All right, Schlegs, you wanted to have Ryan talk about JJ, so this is going to be your segment now.
No. I just put it on there. Let it play.
Very, very competitive, very proud, works his tail off every day in practice. I mean, we try to pull him back, say, and it's he fights you on it because he just wants to get better every day. It's just the mindset and makeup, and he is an unbelievable example. I think sometimes our players, I know the wide receivers probably do, and some of the guys on offensive, well, look at Jeremiah. Do you ever see Jeremiah do this? Do you ever see, and then after a while, I think they get tired of it, but it's because he sets the example every day. He's very, very.
Yeah.
All right, Schlegs, side nugget.
The side
What's the
nugget
main course before you get to the side nugget?
No, it's we always talk about that your best players have to be your hardest workers.
I think best grinders is actually what it says.
No, but they do have to grind, but they got to be your best workers. And when you have somebody that's like that, and you see it in Caleb and Bob, we played with a lot of guys that were like that. AJ was like that. I don't think sometimes, and the reason why I love that he said that about him is, yes, you can use him as an example, but it's the fact that when you are practicing and when you're at Ohio State and you have a young team and you are chasing improvement every single week, and then you have a bona fide dude that's chasing it as hard as he possibly can, you want to be able to have that example, and nobody can deny that he is the example. And so when it's just there and it's evident, and I always tell young people, it's like, no, when we're coaching them, we're coaching you, but watch how this guy practices, and you champion that. But then now it's also him bringing some of those along to practice like me and show them the way. And that's where leadership has no age. But you got to have those guys in your team on both sides of the football that do that. And I think right now at Ohio State, we do have a younger team, but you have a young team that knows how to practice like a pro and what is required. And it's great that he gave that example, because parents, that's something that you can show your kids as to, do you love the game of football, that you are fanatical, that you love everything about it, whether it's training, practice, the games. It's the practice and the training that allow you to have success in the games. And why is he so good at it? Besides the God-given potential, ability that he got, he works at it all the time. It's awesome. I like you.
I mean, I wish I could add to that, but I can't. That is your soliloquy. And the best players, you want your best players to be your best workers. They set the tempo for everything. And whether that's true in football, any other sport, business, and in life, the leaders need to be the hardest workers, because then they are the example for you, and that's all you need to show. All right, that's it for this edition of Headlines. Coming up next, we got our tailgate talk. Schlegs, we answer your questions. There's some good ones in there, some questions and comments about everything. So throw some more in. We'll answer them up for you as we get ready for the game here. Go Bucks. Coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, welcome back into the Bobby Carpenter Show. Please like, subscribe, leave your questions, comments for you in the chat, in the comments section, whatever it is. Please share it. We love helping grow this and get it expanded to Buckeye Nation out there for us. Schlegs, Caleb Gen X Gray Cat 78, Schuler Sr., said AJ doesn't look like he's aged a minute.
No.
I mean, I don't know what that means. I mean, what does that mean about you and I, or is it just relative to us? Do we need to get some Botox? Do you need to get some lip plump. I mean, all those different things, some filler Schlegs. There you go. Duck face. That's a big thing now. Now the kids stick their tongue out. They go, the girls are taking pictures.
I didn't even know that was a thing. No.
Yeah.
Hell no. I don't
No.
know.
You don't know.
No, he looks nice. Honestly, I was surprised at how beefy he was. Remember, he took that photo with him and his boys, and they're all training. They're flexing. I was like, dude, look at the forearms on that guy. The guy, he still works out.
Age? Of course he still works out.
I know. We all work out. That's part of the reason of looking good into your 40s is that you just got to keep training.
I mean, a lot of people are interested with the conversation here. Like a bad game against Washington. People are kind of thinking that's going to rather be tested by Washington than Ohio. That was thrown in there by Matt.
Talk about the testing, Bob. What is a test?
The test is
they're all tests.
Get better every week, and that's what Ryan's putting out there. I mean, you want to the spread. Does that matter? I don't know. I tell people when I watch the game, does it feel dominant? I don't really care about the final score. When I'm watching the game, does it feel like the other team ever had a chance to win, or who was always in control? And they throw out these game control metrics. I don't know how that all works, but I go, when I'm watching the game, I can tell you, this team is able to run the ball. They're converting on third down, or maybe their D-line's taking over. They can't throw it, whatever it is. You have a sense and a feel where they're going to have to do something different or have some big explosive plays because they can't consistently move the ball down the field doing what they're doing. That's how that feels to me. And so that is the important stuff that I always look at in game when I'm watching. And, Ohio State against Texas, it was 14-7, but it didn't feel like that. Texas was never really able to move the ball until the end of the game. And so that's why I thought it was pretty significant.
Yeah, it's so funny. In the Texas game, I always felt very good, even though the offensive stats weren't necessarily there. And then you go look at the fact that Texas ran 16 more plays than Ohio State did in that game. And they had to move the ball a little bit in the second half because they were down. And so, you're fine. But I never felt honestly, I never felt concerned at all while in the stadium watching that game that they weren't going to be able to close it out with a win. My biggest thing is this: football is the ultimate team sport. Everybody gets tested. Everybody gets coach hard. You saw that the other last week with Bo Jackson and the fumble, and then you had a tip field goal. And coaches are always coaching; they're never satisfied. And so there's always a test. There's always room for improvement. Nobody ever grades out 100%. I think what you guys are alluding to is you want them to kind of feel uncomfortable. Yeah. And there can be. It's going to be all right, well, when do you got to go step up and make the play? But it doesn't necessarily have to be Julian saying that steps up and makes that play. It could be that he maybe placed the ball bad, but somebody made the catch, or it was third or second and we're behind the sticks, or third and we're behind the sticks, and somebody just makes a play to get to 4th and 1, and then we convert and go to a different personnel package. There's always going to be somebody that can step up and under a stressful or a test type situation within a game. That's why football is the ultimate team game. So, yeah, I think it's more like you guys want to see him have to come back and make a play. I would say this. Maybe it's not the testing, but maybe it's how does he approach the situation of football? Yeah. Whereas we have an opportunity of going in and getting a score at half, and how do I run the last 4 minutes or the last 2-minute drill of the second quarter on the road in a hostile environment? To me, that is a test. Right? Because it sets us up for, do we get the ball back in the second half, or we go up another score, we get down and kick a field goal, that now our defense comes out and puts them on, but we 3 and out, we go down and score again. That's a test, pass the test. That's how I kind of look at it.
There you go, Schlegs. Well, let's hear the rest of the way you're going to look at it. We got your parting thoughts next as we wrap up the show. All right, Schlegs, got about a minute. Wrap it up.
I don't even need a minute, but I'll say this. Sometimes, guys, it's funny. I've been speaking a lot. People have been asking questions. And I think sometimes we got to go back to keeping the main thing the main thing. And what I say by that is be appreciative, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. And I always say this too: love what you do, where you do it, who you do it with. Who did I get it from? I got it from Urban Meyer. But it's the fact that regardless of the situation you're in, keep the main thing, whether it's you're serving kids, whether you're coaching kids, whether you're serving people in a business, whether you're serving your coworkers or your spouses or your family, keep the main thing, and look for that attitude of gratitude. Attack and dominate. Have a great freaking Wednesday.
Let's go. Go Bucks, Slags. Love it. We'll get back here on Thursday. Ben Scott Stevens give you all the nuggets you need
3 days
for gambling this week. Stay locked in there. We'll bring it through the weekend here on the Bobby Carpenter Show.